Mahimamrta, January 14th, Sankranti, 2013. And we're discussing about some of the sevas and the mantras that they offer to Radharani for her pleasure. Because it's nice to hear about the job description before you apply for the job. Usually when you apply for a job, they tell you the description of the job and what's expected of you when you work in that company. So in a similar way, there's work here for the mantras also to do. This is text 93 to 95, Shataka 16. Well, there's two types of seva in the realm of seva. There's offering items to the Lord for His pleasure, and that's a seva. And then the Lord offers us in return items for our pleasure, and that's also seva. So Bhagavan does seva, and the bhaktas do seva. When the bhaktas do seva, then they prepare a nice bhoga, nice food offerings, or maybe they make some tambul, pan in America, in the temples in America, maybe India, I don't know. But Prabhupada, in the late 70s, he started in temples, larger temples like Berkeley, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Berkeley. They were offering pan to the Lord every day with a new offering. Some betel nut chopped up inside a palm leaf with cloves and all that chuna, lime chuna and katechu, this red coloring, and jaifal and different spices like this, depending on the season. And you fold it over like a diamond, kind of a triangle shape, and put a little long there, clove to fasten it. And then we would offer that, and then the Gujaratis would come. Mahaprasad. They would like to have the Thakurshi's pan prasad. So when the Lord gives us this bhog, we make this pan bhog and we offer it to Him, then it becomes prasad. And then when we take the prasad, it's called prasad seva. There's two types of seva. One is doing seva to give pleasure to the Lord. Another type of seva the devotee does is honoring those Mahaprasad items as seva. That's called prasad seva. There's a prayer which we chant called prasad seva, prayer. Oh my Lord, this material body is a lump of ignorance, and the senses are a network of paths leading to death. And of all the senses, the tongue is the most uncontrollable and difficult to control in this world. But you, my dear Lord Krsna, have given us this nice prasadam, spiritual food, just to help conquer over the tongue. Now let us take this prasadam to our full satisfaction, and in so doing glorify the worship of Sri Sri Radha, and loudly cry out for the mercy of Nitai and Gaur. Prema Deko Chaitanya Nitai. Se Amrita Pahal, An Amrita Pahal. Nectarian food, we do seva amrita pal, Radha Krishna Gunagam. So serve this amrit, seva amrita pal. You eat this amrit, seva, you do seva to this amrit. What amrit is that? It's the liquid mellow of bliss, liquid mellows of love coming from Krishna's mouth, known as Madhura Rati Adhara Amrita. The Adhara Amritam, the nectar, the Maharati, Madhura Rati Amritam, the nectar of his conjugal love, which is mixed in his saliva. It's called his fenal, Krishna Fenilia, something like that. When we take prasad, we seva on Amritakam. We serve those grains. Maharaj. Jai Ho, Swami.
For your Giriraji.
Oh, thank you very much. And the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Krishna preaches to Arjuna. He says, Arjuna, he tries to elicit his desire, induce him to fight by giving different reasons. He says, you have an illustrious dynasty, you're a Pandav, you're the son of Pandu, and you're Gandiva Raj, you yourself are so powerful and invincible as the holder of the Gandiva bow, Gandiva Dara Arjuna. And Arjuna was still head cast down, lamenting, fearful, afraid to perform his duty as a Kshatriya. And then Krishna said, listen, look, such fighting opportunities like this come very rarely. Whenever a Kshatriya finds such opportunities, he jumps at the opportunity, he jumps at the chance to fight such powerful opponents. So I remember this phrase from Bhagavad Gita, such fighting opportunities come very rarely. So I used to think that when we went on book distribution, and there'd be like thousands of people at some event, and we said, look at this opportunity to distribute hundreds of books. So the same thing as a Kshatriya will welcome any opportunity to fight, because that's his dharma, fight for the cause of God. So a devotee will welcome any opportunity to serve Vaishnavas, because that's his service for the pleasure of Bhagavan. So devotees, well, such service opportunities are rare to attain, and when they come, we should jump at it. You ever heard of Krishna and Balaram? And Gochar and Leela? Well, when Krishna gets tired, sometimes he sits down under a tree to relax, and all the cowboys when they're out with the cows, they all run very fast, have a competition, road race, or a track race, I would say. And they're all shouting at each other, I'll be the first to press Krishna's feet, I'll be the first to rub his legs, I'll be the first. They're running and shouting out loud and urging each other, come on, go fast. Everyone's running, I want to touch Krishna first. They don't want to touch him just to play tag and touch tag or something. They want to touch him to massage his tired feet and press his calves and his legs, which makes you sore from wandering with the cows. It's Nara Leela. So even the coward boys in Krishna's Leela, they jump at the opportunity to serve Krishna. So Krishna comes in the form of devotees. Because we're not playing with Krishna. We can't see Krishna although we want to. But we can see devotees. They're the form of Krishna. So many verses Krishna says, I live in the hearts of the devotees. And I am controlled by them. I'm in their hearts. Aham bhakta pradino yahi swatantra vijaya. Krishna tells Durvasa Muni in the 9th canto, he says, listen, you offended this great devotee. So what? He's a grihastha, he's a king, he has 500 queens. So what? He's a pure devotee. Amrish Maharaj. Savai Mana Krishna Padar Vindeyor Vachamsi Vaikuntha Gunaranavanave. Every word he's speaking, he's not just speaking some sweet words to his wife, he's preaching all the time my glories. And you're a big Muni Rishi Durvasa, but he's such a great devotee and you offended him. That's why my chakra's chasing you. He said, Aham Bhakta. He said, Asvatantra, I'm Swatantra Bhagavan, I'm completely independent Bhagavan. But if you offend, but I'm controlled. I lose my independence, I become dependent on my devotees. Pradim means dependent. Amhi Bhakta Pra. I am dependent on my devotees. I'm so dependent on them, and so much I serve them and love them, that I Swatantra, I give up my independence, and then it says, Ridya, Grasta Ridya. He says, Sarubhir, Grasta Ridya. I am Grasta means grabbed. I'm captured, I'm captivated in the hearts, Hridaya, of the Sarubhir. Those sadhus, those bhakta sadhus, those devotees. Krishna's captured in the heart. It says, Bhakta Jana Priya. And such Bhakta Jana are very, very dear to me. And then later in the same chapter, he's really, Krishna's on, you can say Vishnu's on a roll. He's speaking many verses about the glories of the Vaishnavas, and how near and dear they are to his heart, and how they are his heart. Hari Guru, Hari Seva, Guru Seva, Vaishnava Seva, ek cheese, ek tattva, ek practice, ek tattva. So then he says to Durvasa Muni, Saranam Hridayam Tvayam, Saranam Hridayam Mayam. He says, sadhus, the saintly devotees, don't you understand? You're a big rishi, you think you captured me by your tapabalam, and you're Vairagya Rishi, Durvasa Muni. You think you capture me? It's not so easy. But this person, he's sadhu. You think I'm sadhu Durvasa, Rishi Durvasa. I am sadhu Rishi Durvasa. I am in the sadhu samaj. Wherever I go among sadhus, I am honored and respected and given this elevated seat. I'm sadhu. And he's king. He's pounds, pennies, shilling, pounds, pennies, whatever. He's a materialistic person, money person, queen, kingdom, power, pratishta. No, you're wrong. He's sadhu. Sadhanam Hridayam. He's saying Sadhanam Hridayam Mayam, Sadhanam Hridayam Tvam. He's in my heart, and I'm in that sadhu's heart. I'm inside Amrish's heart, and you offended Amrish means you offended me. And Jesus says the same thing in Gita, because we came in that tradition, Christian tradition. He says, same idea. Whatever you do to the least of my creatures, that you do unto me. He said, the Father has told us. Jesus said, the Father has told us, listen, my people, whatever you do to the least of God's creation, that you do unto God. So if you offend, he's small time, he's an ant. He's a very small time creature, he's an ant. Or he's a very small time human being. He's only Bhakta Joe, or whatever. Then you offend them, then you're offending God. So now the reverse is when God comes in the form of Guru, or God comes in the form of Vaishnava devotee. We'll just speak of sadhu, sannyasi, vairagi, and Guru Bhai, seeing my senior Guru Bhai. And then we should jump for the opportunity to serve. If Bhagavan comes here, we'll say, if Bhagavan came with a Chaturbhuj Narayan Shant Padma Kala, we think, maybe should we offer him something? Our mind is saying, should we offer him something? No, I'm comfortable here. Why should I get up? He's Bhagavan. He doesn't need anything. No, we would go crazy. Probably first we'd faint, and Bhagavan walked in. Bhagavan. And then immediately you would be stunned, and then you would try to recover yourself and serve him as much as you can. Just like the classic example in Hastinapur, when Daruka was driving Krsna to Duryodhana's house for lunch engagement. Chapan Bhog, royal style, eat with the kings. Well, this is big time. Krishna's from a coward village. Now he's Kshatriya. He's in the big time in the city. He's been invited by Duryodhana Maharaj, the head of the Kurus, the Kauravas. And he's the crown prince of the Kaurava dynasty, the Kurus. His father's blind, Dhritarashtra. He's the next in line. Huge palace, kingdom, everything. So he was going there per the appointment, and then Krishna said, well, wait a minute, doesn't my devotee Vidura, he lives here, around this, here somewhere? Because he was previously in the kingdom, and I think he got thrown out. Because he was living with Duryodhana, he had a room over there in the palace, and he got thrown out one day. So Vidura lived down the street nearby, in some small place, on rent, I guess. He rented someplace, some flat. Like we do in Delhi, you're kicked out of your mother's house, you rent a flat somewhere nearby. So then he said, and then the Dhruva said, yes, I know where it is. And he said, listen, I changed my mind. I don't like anyone that offends my devotees. This Duryodhana is actually very offensive to Kunti and her praja, her children. So let's go to Vidura's house, like, surprise. Because after all, I am Narayan. So I can justify being a Titi Narayan. I can go without a Titi. I can go outside the time because I am Sakshat Narayan. So he went there. Now what happened is, Vidura was out somewhere, and his wife was by herself. And as soon as the door opened, and she was a great devotee of Krishna, like Kunti and Draupadi, they were all great devotees. They're practically, Draupadi's like a contemporary of Krishna, a little bit younger, not much. And she worshipped Krishna as Bhagavan from her birth, Mother Draupadi. Therefore her nickname was Krishna. Krishna. She was filled with Krishna. Krishna, Draupadi. Draupadi Mata. Draupadi Rani, I should say. Draupadi Rani, the great queen Draupadi, the wife of the Panchpanda Patni. So then they went to Vidura's house, and then he came and his wife saw, Bhagavan, you come to my house, and she was amazed. Her eyes were like this, and she was shocked him. She just ran, please sit down. She offered a seat, and then she ran. It takes, and there was nothing in the house but kela, baked banana. And she just ran so fast, and she didn't even look what she was doing. She grabbed the banana, and she threw out the banana skin. Threw out the banana and handed him the chilka, the peel of the banana. And Bhagavan was amazed. He was looking, this lady, she's hysterical. She's gone hysterical, and she's in a frenzy of transcendental bliss. She's running like lightning from this room to the kitchen. She came back, and now she's tears in her eyes are welling with tears, and she's trembling. And she has a plate. Oh, Bhagavan, please take this kela. It's all we have. Please take. And she's just looking at me, and I'm looking at her, and I don't even know. I just so much love is coming from my bhakt, my devotee, Draupadi. This Vidura's wife. And he immediately just took the peel and ate the peel wholesale. The banana peel, which is, if you ever ate one, it's not too sweet. The peel is bitter, but fruit is sweet. This shows how much he's controlled by his devotees, and how much she was excited to serve. So excited she served upside down. It's just like the gopis when Krishna plays his flute. Krishna plays his flute to call them in the afternoon sometimes. And they're supposed to, they're in the middle of doing some service. So they just run out of the house. It's explained in the Tikas in the 10th canto, they were feeding their husbands. They're offering food to their husband. They had dropped the food on the floor and ran away. And some of them were taking care of their sisters' babies. Their sisters, there was a joint family. Their sister-in-law or whoever had a baby, they were taking care of these babies. These gopis, they were called for us, and they just dropped them, took them and put them on the side of the room. Okay, bye. They didn't drop them on the floor, obviously. The prasadam they dropped. And they talk about Yashoda boiling over. When the milk was boiling on the stove for Krishna's burfi, she put down Krishna and ran to get the milk to make his burfi, which her breast cannot produce. So for his service, she gave up his. She took her breast out of his mouth to get the milk on the stove to make the burfi. And he cried and broke the yogurt pot, and the whole Leela Damodar took place. But now in this case, the gopis are boiling water. They're abiras, they're cowherd ladies, and they're boiling, not water, but milk on the stove. And this is dharma. This is for the Vaishya, for the abira, the cowherding people. The milk is the very essence of the dharma. It's the essence of the cow's blood, very existence, which she offers her blood. We talk about in human society, oh my brother, I care so much for you, I love you so much, I'll offer you the shirt off my back. Okay, that's an expression to show how much surrendered and submissive you are to your good friend. But will you give the blood in your body? Here, friend, take my blood. I doubt it, because you'll finish. But the cow is giving her very blood, which is transformed into her milk. So, if that spills on the ground while milking, or if someone is serving milk and it boils over on the stove, or it drops on the ground, it's actually a sin. It's an aparad, it's a sin. Just like offending Vaishnavas or offending a sannyasi or not paying obeisances. We read yesterday in Chaitanya Bhagavat, Lord Chaitanya was preaching about the glories, or rather Vrndavana Thakur, preaching the glories of sannyasis and Lord Chaitanya's sannyas and how he transcended the normal sannyas dharma because he showed respect to everyone, not only sannyasis whom he paid obeisance to, but even the Vaishnavas, recognizing them as even higher than the sannyasi, as the pure Vaishnavas. So, in that context, it's told by Vrndavana Thakur and also Puranic verse, if someone doesn't offer obeisances upon seeing a sannyasi, then he has to fast. It's a sin, it's considered a sin. And there's prayaschita, there's counteracting of that sin, which is upavas. So one is supposed to fast. It's right there in the Puranas, and it's quoted in the purport by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. So in the same way as that's a sin, not to offer obeisances to a sannyasi upon seeing him, and must be atoned for. it's also a sin for abiras or anyone, human beings, to boil milk on the stove and let it bubble over. So when that milk started boiling over, did the gopis run? When Krishna played his flute, the gopis run and turned off the milk or set it into yogurt, set the milk into yogurt so they could churn some butter for Krishna next day. They left the milk boiling on the stove and they ran out the door. So if milk is boiling on the stove, as anyone knows, within 1 second, if you're not watching the milk, it can go right over the top and you have a big mess on your hands to clean up. And a big sin on your head to remove by, of course, bhakti bhajan. And repentance and serious rectification of that type of wrong behavior. And don't let it happen again. When someone is dealing with milk, cow's milk, they should understand they're dealing with them. They're dealing and handling the milk of their mother. The blood of their mother. This is the type, when you have that type of mindset, then you're not so lackadaisical about it. You may burn your rice or khichdi or something, which is also not good. It's for Krishna's seva. But milk is, our Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, he very much emphasized the position of Gomata and Gopal Sri Krishna with the speak of her offering, her milk, how sacred, how special it is. It's not just that we say, oh, cow's milk, dash, liquid religiosity. Amrit. Ayurveda says cow's milk, dash, amrit, nectar. It's like sanjivani, ras for the human being. It gives so much life and vitality. Then the Dharma Shastras say cow's milk, dash, liquid religiosity. It nourishes the finer tissues of the brain so one can think of sattvic things and ultimately think of God. So that's the meaning of Dharma and the meaning of the liquid religiosity term for milk. That we hear in the Prabhupada's books. But Prabhupada, by his personal teachings to his disciples and his own example, a whole body of knowledge became formulated around Prabhupada's behavior and attitude towards cow's milk. So that we were trained that and there were so many anecdotes or pastimes where Prabhupada showed his attitude and the philosophy and the position of cow's milk. Whether they're true or not, I don't know, but they're true in essence. Like there's different stories, and we've seen in the parampara of senior devotees, someone serving milk to the devotees, they spilled some milk. And then that Prabhupada saw that, oh, lick that milk off the floor with your tongue. Don't waste a drop of that. And someone would burn some milk. Who's done this? Nonsense. They would get punished if they burned milk. Or so they make a milk sweet for Prabhupada, some sandesh. And if you know cooking or eating or whatever, you can make sandesh with burned milk also. But then the cheese will be burned cheese, and the taste is going to be there inside the sandesh. And you maybe think you can hide it by putting some cardamom. You try to hide your sin. Try to hide your sin by putting elaichi or cardamom inside the cheese to kind of disguise the burn taste. But you can't fool Prabhupada. You can't fool Krishna. And because that burn taste will come through, as Maharaj well knows, being an expert cook, Krishna's expert, Prabhupada's expert cook. So therefore, that Prabhupada very much emphasized this point. So now this verse is about seva. That's the whole idea why I gave this introduction. This is text 93. Because we're hearing about the Manjari sevas that they're rendering to Radha and Krishna. So we have some idea of the job description, as I mentioned. We're applying for a job, or applying for eternal service as Radha and Krishna in the spiritual world. And often people say, oh, it's much more fun here in the material world. I don't know anything about the spiritual world. What is it like? What do people do? What do they look like? What are the exchanges? I have so many relationships here, and so many activities, and a variety of places and activities to engage in, which give me satisfaction and pleasure. But the spiritual world, what is it? What is it? What are the relationships there? Is there variety there? Are there environments and change of seasons? So many things, so much unlimited variety, and so many relationships. And they're so deep and so full of love and fulfillment and satisfaction. And not only that, there's engage. What will I do there? Just like a man, he's working 20 years in a clothing shop in my bazaar, then his sons and grandsons are running the business, and still he comes and sits in the shop. And he's 80 years old because he doesn't know what to do with himself except get up, bathe, dress, and walk to the shop and sit there. And he's totally dysfunctional and irrelevant and unnecessary. But so he doesn't know that, well, now I should spend my time hearing and chanting and absorbing myself, remembering God to prepare for death. So he doesn't know what to do. So people are thinking, well, in the spiritual world, it's endless peace. But there's so many services. So when we hear about the prayojan, the goal, then hearing about the prayojan, the goal, the culmination, the destiny of a perfect lover of God, Premi Bhakta Krishna, then that gives us energy and inspiration for our sadhya, for our sadhana. Sadhya and sadhana, the goal and the practice, the means and the end. So we know where we're going. Yes, if you listen, if you can make it, save up your money. If you can move to Maui, in Hawaii, have a beautiful farm there, the waterfalls, have a nice plot for you, even have a nice cottage there, it's all ready for you. And you have a beautiful organic farm, there's so much engagement for you there. And you just wrap up your business here in Delhi and you come. So then the person, he sends pictures of the waterfall, and then the people, smiling people picking strawberries in the strawberry patch, and then people sitting around singing some songs around the fire. And so you think, wow, all the people in the pictures look so happy, and all the places look so colorful and beautiful. And pictures of the flowers, and somebody holding up the homemade honey that they collected from the bees, and all so many things. So you get naturally attracted when you hear about the place. You go, I want to get there. And that place is in your mind. So the whole descriptions of these services is for us to think about. Yes, I'm a servant. Yes, maybe I'll be Radharani's maid servant, Manjari, and I'll be assisting her eternal servants and helping to render these type of services, or directly rendering them and offering them myself when the opportunity comes. So now we're going to hear another idea of seva. There's the giving of seva to Radha and Krishna, and there's the receiving of seva. Prasad seva means the receiving of seva from Krishna. When he gives us his prasad, that's his seva. He's serving us by giving us mercy. And then we in turn serve it, prasad seva. So when Krishna gives us something, we say it's prasadi vesh, or prasadi kapra, or prasadi tambul, pan. So we offer to Krishna as our seva, then he offers it back to us as his seva, as his remnants, his prasad, and we become purified and increase our attachment and love for Krishna. And it's part of the relationship, give and take, based on loving service one to the other. Tadana tambulam priyatama, mukendo sa pulakam, muda preyo datam maduram, adati charitam api, tata kinchit datvapyati dayata dasi, vishwas yant yaso Vrndavanam lasati mama jivasya vasati. Lasati mama jivasya vasati. Lasati vasati. This great poetry. The protector of my life, Sri Radha. She is my protector. This translation says, who lovingly offers betel nuts to the moon-like mouth of her beloved Krishna. Tadana tambulam priyatam mukendo. Mukendo. This is the moon-like mouth, the moon-like face. Mukha means face, and Indu means moon. Mukendo. Her priyatam. We say priya priyatam. Priya Radha and priyatam Sham. So Tadana tambulam priyatam. Radharani offers a beautiful tambul to whom? To her priyatam. And what are the characteristics of her priyatam? He has a mukha. What kind of mukha? Indu mukha. Indulekha. Indu means like a moonbeam. It's like his moon-like face, radiant. Krishna's face looks radiant. Lavanya. Radiant and glossy and attractive like the full moon and the full moon night. And it's beaming and radiant and soothing to look at. We say, oh, she has a gentle face, or he has a gentle face, or he has a rough face, or he has a mean face. So imagine the face of the moon. No one looks at the face of the moon and says, oh, you have a very rough face. You have a very mean face. It's very soothing, cooling, attractive. People like to moon gaze. Gaze at the moon. Look up and say, oh. And they'll look up with a friend and say, doesn't it feel so good? Doesn't the moon look so good? And the answer is, of course, yes. The moon, the full moon looks very nice to look at. Soothing for the mind and eyes, and giving a sense of pleasure and comfort to the heart. Because this is the nature of the moon. And it's Krishna's eyes. It's Krishna. We're looking at the moon, we're looking at Krishna. And so then, Krishna happily enjoys her beloved, her dearmost, topmost beloved, Priyatam Sham, Krishna. He happily enjoys the chewed betel nuts given, happily enjoys the chewed betel nuts given by her beloved. So this is quite a parampara here. This pan travels quite a bit. This prasadi pan, it starts off as bhog pan, and the manjaris, Rupa Manjari, Rati Manjari, other manjaris, and maybe ourselves someday by the arrangement of Lalita and Rupa Manjari, our Guru Sakhi Manjari, prepare some betel nut and wrap it in a golden palm leaf and seal it with a clove. Then Rupa Manjari or Lalita, usually Rupa Manjari, will offer that to Radharani. The Radharani won't take anything unless it's prasadam. She sets the ideal example of the perfect devotee. Radhanam Sarvesham. She's the supreme Aradhya Devi. Because she's the perfect worshipper, the perfect devotee, the perfect lover and servant of Krishna. So she doesn't touch anything that's not honored by Krishna. So now she takes that tumble pan and she offers it to Krishna. He enjoys it. And then he gives it back to Radharani and she enjoys it. And Radharani, so the bow goes up and the bow comes down. This is the parampara of the bow. The channel of the love. The love is actually a channel of love. The love goes up to the highest point. The highest point is the mouth of Krishna, the hand to mouth. Hand to Krishna's hand to Krishna's mouth, or Krishna's mouth directly from Radha's mouth, because we offer in Krishna's hand. As Prabhupada said, if we get something, we don't offer it directly to Krishna. We offer it to the hand of Radharani. You say, oh Radharani, I have this nice apple. I offer it to your hand, and I beg you, please, will you offer it to your Krishna? Prabhupada said like that. Please, will you offer this apple? Because you're Karunamayi, you're before me, you're appearing before me as Sri Guru. Like someone may say, oh Gurudev, I was out in the orchard today in New Vrindavan. I found this ripe apple. So he brings it to Gurudev, puts it in, and Gurudev takes it. He offers with his hand, his loving right hand, and the Guru takes his loving right hand. What does the Guru do? Then he offers it with his hand to the hand of Radharani. Oh Radharani, please offer this. So it's hand to mouth. So this is the hand-to-mouth existence of the spiritual world. Hand to mouth. The loving heart in the hand offered to the loving hand of Radha. And Radha's loving heart mixes with your offering and becomes totally pure and acceptable to the loving mouth of Krishna. So now Krishna's enjoying it. Now, then what does Radharani do? Then Radharani, this is the downline, this is the downline prasadam, Mahaprasad flow. The tumble bow goes to Radharani, then it goes to Krishna and becomes prasadi, Krishna's prasadi. Then Radharani takes it, then it becomes Radha Krishna Mahaprasadi pan. And then Radharani takes that pan and then she induces her maidservants to become fully intoxicated by giving them small pieces of those betel nuts which were chewed by herself and her Priyatam. And thus Radharani passes her time enjoying in the forest of Vrindavan. Now, this is an example of the manjaris being served by Radharani. They're served the prasadi. Her prasadi, that's a gift. Service is a gift of love. Service means a gift of love. We may show our love by offering a bag of apples, for example. That's a gift of love. But that's actually service. So service is a gift of love. I'm giving my love to Krishna in some form, and that means the form is service. We have another translation of the same verse we can take a look at. Radharani's bodily hairs are standing erect with happiness as she places betel nuts in the mouth, and the moon places betel nuts in the moon of her beloved's mouth. What can do? In the moon of her beloved's mouth. Sapulakam mudha. Pulakam, of course, means her hair standing. Then she says, her beloved Priyatam happily chews the betel nuts offered. The very dear maid servant that originally brought the betel nuts is overwhelmed with joy. Muda prayodatam. Muda means joy, and Praya means the Priya Sakhi, Manjari. Datta means she offered. And Vrindavan forest, which is the scene of these pastimes and the home of my life, shines with great splendor. So this is what he's saying, Mama Jiva Vasati, my life. This is my home. Vrindaranyam Vasati. I'm living in this Vrindavan. And then this is the home of my jiva. That's a nice point. Mama Jivasya Vasati. Very nice point. Mama Jiva Vas Jivasati. Because we often meet people that come from Europe or Russia, Germany or anywhere, Bombay, and they spend some time in Vrindavan, Radhika and Govardhan, and they say, I have to go now. Where are you going? They ask. They said, I'm going home. I'm going home to Russia or America or wherever. And so we say, really? Are you sure? Yes, I have my ticket, I'm going. I said, you're going home? Yes, I'm going home. I said, what is Vrindavan? Oh no, I said Yatra, I'm here visiting. I said, Vrindavan is your home, it's every jiva's home. It's so nice, that's what he's saying. Mama Jiva Vasati. He said, my jiva, the living entity. And I tell him, I said, that's not your home. The home is where your heart is, and your heart is where you are, and next to you is God. Your home is where your heart is. You ever hear this phrase in America? Your home is where your heart is. And who's in your heart? You're there, the Atman. Who's standing next to you, looking at you? The Paramatma. So home is in the heart with Krishna. And the heart of Krishna is Vrindavan. And Vrindavan is the heart of Krishna. Therefore, your home, the home of the jiva, is Vrindavan. What did Prabhupada say? Mayapur is my place of worship. Bombay is my office. Vrindavan is Mama Jivasya Vasati. Srila Prabhupada said the same thing. Vrindavan, Mama Jivasya Vasati Hey. Vrindavan is the home, is my home. My means the jiva. Who am I? Am I the body? Prabhupada gave a class one time, a Bhagavad Gita class, into a grammar school of children. And he asked the teacher, he says, give me one student. She called up one boy who was maybe the smart boy in the school, so that the school wouldn't look stupid in front of Guruji. So he's about 10 years old, very high-pitched voice. So Prabhupada said, listen, my young lad, please point to me, where is your nose? And he said, what is this? And he said, that's my nose. Well, this is my head. And then he said, like, this is my arm. And the Prabhupada said, where are you? This is me. No, you just said that's your arm and your leg, but who are you? And the little boy just, no, I'm me. He couldn't understand that there was something beyond this body called the Atma, Jiva-Atma, the Jiva. So Prabhupada was having nice humor. And then he was becoming a little flustered and frustrated, this young boy, because Prabhupada kept asking him, no, that's not you, that's your body. So then Prabhupada said, okay, you sit down. Prabhupada said, now you sit down. And then he went on to lecture in a very easy to understand way for the children and the teacher also, that there is something called the material body and something called the eternal conscious spirit soul. This is a very nice phrase, Mama Jivasya Vasudha. So so we're talking about the sevas of the mantris, mantri seva. We talk about seva bhav, gopi bhav. Gopi bhav means seva bhav. Like we join ISKCON, we surrender to a guru, a bhakti yogi guru, then our life is based on seva. The first act of seva is to serve the guru with your body, mind and words. You offer dandavats at his feet. Guru Padashraya, Pranipatena. That's called the seva, everything's there. When you offer dandavats, it says that 8 parts of the body, often we say dandavats. It says in the, when one approaches a guru, chapter 4, verse 34 of Gita says, Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadakshantite jnanam jnaniyasta pradarshana. That tattva jnani guru, bhajan shiksha guru, diksha guru, shiksha guru, he knows the truth of God, the truth of his love and seva. He lives it, he preaches it. He's realized that life is seva, and his heart is saturated with seva bhav. Hari seva bhav, Guru seva bhav, Vaishnava seva bhav. There's only 8 bhav, 8 seva bhav in 3 branches. Hari seva bhav, Guru seva bhav, sab Vaishnava seva bhav. So when the aspirant for spiritual perfection, the neophyte, the beginner, he approaches the guru in dandavats. Pranipatena means dandavat, lying like a stick in front of the guru. So dandavat, 8 parts of the body are submitted there. So it's the head and the 2 knees and the chest and the 2 hands. And then it's supposed to be the mind and the words. In the mind, you're supposed to be submitting your mind. There's 8. Dandavat means, you ever heard of this? Shastam. The Shastam Dandavat. So there's 8 parts of the body which are offered. 7 of them are physical and 1 of them is mental. So the 7th one, which is of the physical, is the head and the chest and the knees and the feet, hands, whatever. Then the 7th one is your words. Supposed to speak something. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvashesha Shunyavadi Pashchatyadi Shatarane Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Gurudev. Some loud verbal recitation of the pranam mantra of the glories of Gurudev. Jai Gurudev or Jai Srila so-and-so, whoever you may meet, Jai Maharaj, something. So that's words, that's 7th one. The 8th one is the mind. The mind should be offering totally submission. Say Mantan, Dan, Guru Samarpan. In this case, you're doing, that's why I said that when we approach Guru, we at the very beginning is dandavats, which means we're offering seva, our body, mind and words. The 6 parts of our dandavat is our body, 1 part is our words, the 7th part, the 8th part is our mind. So when one offers dandavats before the Guru, then all is kayo mano vakya. Vakya means words, kayo means body, and his man means his mind. It's fully offered there. So the seva begins with the whole, that's the beginning of seva bhav. Seva bhav begins there, by offering your mind, words and body in the service of Guru, day 1. And then Guru Padashraya. And then Vishram Bena Gurur, then Diksha Adi Shikshanam, number 2, then 3. Vishram Bena Gurur Seva, to serve the Guru without any shramba. Shramba means pride and respect of yourself, or undue external identification, vishramba, without that. With intimacy. Prabhupada translates it beautifully in Nectar Devotion. He said, to serve the Guru with love and devotion, with faith and devotion. It means intimately, dearly, fully, absolutely. That's seva bhav. So Seva Bhav, Gopi Bhav begins with Guru Seva Bhav, Hari Seva Bhav, and gradually, by serving Seva Bhav, genuinely and honestly offered and expressed, the Seva Bhav expressed by practical action, of practical acts of Seva toward Vaishnava Seva. You say, oh yeah, I have so much Seva Bhav, I really want to serve Vaishnavas, but I never do. I really want to serve the Guru. I really have a lot of Bhav and feelings, deep, intense feelings, but I never serve the Guru. I really, yeah, Bhagavan's great. I mean, I go every year on Janmashtami, I go and have darshan on Janmashtami. I offer 101 rupees in the Dham Patra. And he's really great. I really feel he should be served and worshipped. I have a lot of feelings. A lot of Seva Bhav for Bhagavan, Krishna. But I never serve him. So this is not, the Seva Bhav is expressed practically. And because of the practical expressions of your Seva Bhav by practical actions on the field of activity, genuinely trying for years and days and months to please the Vaishnavas with your body, with your words, with your mentality, thinking and mind, then you get Vaishnava Kripa, you get Guru Kripa, and then you get Hari Kripa. And when you get Kripa of these three, then you realize your Siddhadeha. What is your eternal spiritual form? And then that Seva Bhav transforms into Gopi Seva Bhav. From Vaishnava Seva Bhav to Guru Seva Bhav, the Hari Seva Bhav becomes Gopi Seva Bhav, then it becomes the Prem Seva of Radharani's lotus feet. Gopi Bhav. Gopi Bhav brings us into the association of gopis, into the association of their bhavas, and their moods, and their ways of serving and thinking and feeling. And then we meditate on those and pray to those in surrender. And because we have a whole background and foundation of Seva Bhav, cultivated over lifetimes possibly, then the mercy flows. And then we will have access to all these wonderful things at the time of perfection. Imagine receiving Radharani's Prasadi Pan. Lord Shiva got one particle of Narayan's Mahaprasad, which was now Shaktiized. Let's look at it now. Narayan is served by Lakshmi, and then when he takes his bhoga, Narayan Prasad, Vishnu Prasad is given to Lakshmi. Lakshmi takes it and it becomes her remnants. But he gave her order, never give this remnants to anyone. So no one ever had Mahaprasad before. This story is in the Puran and it's told in Chaitanya Mangal. So then we were told the story the other day that Narada Muni served Lakshmi for 12 years. Again, 12. It's also there. 12 celestial years, 1,000 years. And then finally she snuck him a little piece of Narayan Vishnu Prasad. But that was her, that was actually Lakshmi's Prasadi. Lakshmi's Prasad was a Prasad of Lakshmi Devi. I mean, meet these guys, their name is Lakshmi Prasad Agarwal. Lakshmi Prasad Agarwal. But this is Lakshmi Prasad, literally. So she gave some to Narada. He became effulgent, more effulgent than the sun. He became filled with bliss like an over-gushing fountain of bliss, like a fountain, like hot springs coming out of the ground, just bubbling and gushing with water. He was just bubbling with bliss, and his body was so radiant. He was just besides himself, just chatting, madly chatting. He ran off to Kailash and met Shiva, his brother. And then he said to me, Shiva, you're glowing. Like sometimes you meet a friend and he's gone on some health treatment or whatever, and he looks glowing and very healthy and vibrant. Oh, you look so good. Oh yeah, I fasted a second. So Narada looked noticeably different, and Shiva commented on that. He said, what's the cause of this effulgence and radiance and buoyancy and bliss in you? He said, oh, I got some Lakshmi Narayan Mahaprasad. What's wrong? How you got? Oh, I got that. You have anything for me? Oh, no. I ate everything. Well, maybe, I have something. One little particle. Some dried crumb of some ladu. Now, he's been traveling all through space, and you imagine how hard it was. Narada Muni, when he got to Kailash, and it's so cold up there also, it's like a little ice ball. So then Shiva took that little particle of ladu, and he went absolutely mad and ecstatic bliss. Vishnu Premananda. And then he started dancing like 10 times more exuberantly that when he does Tandava Nritya at the time of Pralaya, this Tandava Nritya just kicks down the whole universe, and all these flames and fiery entities called the Kyara Rudras, the 11 Rudras, expand from the heat of his passion. In the heat of his passion, and dancing madly. And then they all expand out of that heat, and they're all this like 11 balls of fire coming out of his existence. And they just burn down the whole thing. The whole universe smokes for 1,000 years. And then there's Pralaya, there's the rainfall. This is described, the Mahapralaya. Because water comes from fire. In creation, you read 3rd canto. Om then becomes calm, then air, ether to air, the fire to water to earth. So the fire of Shiva brought the rains of the Pralaya. And then the regeneration begins. First you have to burn up all the unuseful things, then pour water and grow something new. Burn up all the useful things with intense fire, then pour water and grow something new. You have a field full of dried weeds, and you light them up and you burn them up, and they turn into potash. And then then there's no more dry weeds in your field, and you water the field and the seed comes up. So that's what bhakti is all about. Burn up all the weeds and water the seeds. The seed of bhakti. And then the beautiful thing comes up. So that's what's happening there. So this, you can see that I'm showing you the power of one particle of a dried ladu from Lakshmi Narayan. Now imagine being a manjari maidservant of Radharani, and you get the prasadi pan of Radharani's sweet lips. It's mixed with the sweet lips of Krishna. How much joy and bliss you must experience. These are things to think about. Every verse has unlimited angles of understanding, of looking at perception, understanding, experience, revelation, and realization. In other words, Shastra is meant to bring us into a higher reality. It's like, they have these machines, and maybe here also, called vacuum cleaner. There's some motor and it creates some vacuum, heavy pressure. And you move around on the floor and then everything in its way, all dust particles, it gets sucked up there. The Shastras, and then you go inside some collecting bag, dust bag, and they empty it. Vacuum cleaner. You have here also. So Shastras are meant to be vacuum cleaners. This is a kind of gross analogy. They're supposed to suck us completely into it, completely draw us completely into it. Oh, where are we now? Oh, we're in the spiritual world. Where are we? Actually, we're in a kunja. We're in a kunja in Vrndavana, a Kili kunj. And and who are we? Well, we're in the spiritual body. You have to have a suitable body to go there. To serve Him, you need a Sarup Siddhi, your spiritual body. And then what are we doing there? We're assisting them in the service. And what's happening? I just got prasad. Like here, someone brings a Jagannath Mahaprasada. And it's a great reward and a great gift and a great pleasure to receive any type of Mahaprasada coming our way. So how much fortune we feel and how much happiness we derive from honoring that Mahaprasada. So then we try to project. We enter deep into the Shastra. Small pieces of those chewed betel nuts. Shri Vrndavana Mahimamrta ki jai. Shri Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur ki jai.